Hello. Am I introducing myself? I'm very confused. Hi, Jocelyn. Hi, Dawn. Uh, Maybe we're having technical difficulties. Yay! What?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay. It for some reason kicked me.
Oh no!
I've never had that happen. Let me see. I've got double going on. Kind of scared to leave one.
Oh no.
It's okay. It's okay. Welcome to Blurbing with Rach, where we handle gremlins as they come up. We have here Laura Nettles, a fantastic description writer. She has some amazing short stories when it comes to horror that I've read. So I can be like, hey, she's great with this. But I'm going to let her continue and tell you about herself.
My name is Laura Nettles. I have mostly written horror and some erotic romance, some romance. I am currently dabbling in some poetry, so a wide gambit. I have a YA sci-fi that's permanently shelved now after 3 drafts. I have an adult sci-fi duology that is a few thousand K into it. So I have a wide variety of things. And yeah, my day job has been to light CG creatures and set extensions for movies, which made me have a penchant for enjoying describing lighting in my works. So the glint of teeth in the shadows, things like that. So yeah, that's me. And hopefully Rachel comes back. Please don't be kicked out again. Um, but yeah.
It's really picky. Okay. We're going to do the best we can with the gremlins today. And then I'll be keeping the gremlins hopefully later. I just tried to get my setting off the screen because I'm echoing my ear. Hopefully, I'm not echoing anywhere else. And
I don't hear an
you guys
echo.
can tell me. I'll just have to deal with the echo in my ear.
Oh no.
It's okay. It's okay. All right. So she's already welcomed Jocelyn. Thanks for being here, Dawn. So everybody's saying hello to everybody else. Ah, Cat Paw. How are you doing, Cat? So Laura came to me to volunteer, and I'm going to try not to be making her into a victim, just a volunteer, to show me what she's got for her blurb. And then we're going to actually go from there and see what we want to do with the blurb. And I find that it's really helpful to get advice or input from chat doing live stuff like this. I can show you my guide to what I do. I kind of took from several different genres and made a list, and that's what I kind of go by. So I'm going to pull that up. But first, I want to get you to read what you've got for your blurb.
All right. Let's see, which one is my original? So the top half is my original, right?
The top part.
Yeah. Okay.
The rest is just my questions that I sent back to you.
Okay. In December 1860, Tristan enters the hallowed halls of the St. Benedict School of Spiritual Studies to learn the ways of exorcism and delve into demonology. While studying, the fellow student Ezekiel initiates captivating conversations about the afterlife, the nature of sin, and obsession. Josephina, a female ward of the retired priest teaching at the college, draws both their attention, her mysterious past and famous exorcism tantalizing to unravel. They grow close, debating deep into the no longer lonely nights. But when students start to die in ritualistic ways, and a secret society makes its moves, Tristan must come to terms that there may be parts of Ezekiel and Josephina that he had been ignoring, old and demonic parts that are hungry for blood. In the same vein as the works of S.T. Gibson, I wish to walk the line between characters dealing with love and lust while navigating their new surroundings filled with deadly entities.
There we go.
So that is my dark academia novel that I am working on.
So the first thing that I saw when I saw it was this actually comes out of the moment. So this would be part of a series blurb or you're in the real world again, in the same vein, because you're comparing it to something else. So you don't want to put that with the rest of it.
It was more for the query letter.
Story. I went ahead and asked Laura behind the scenes all of these questions because I wanted more into it. I wanted to understand the characters more. And if you are working with someone who does blurbs, they will usually do this. They'll need like an outline or a summary, something that helps them get into the characters. That way they know what's important versus what's not really important. A lot of times what I've noticed is authors will give me a little bit of everything, and then I have to decipher what's important, because to them, everything's important. It's their work, their hard work, their characters. So in this case, Laura's pretty much got it down. She's mentioned Tristan, Ezekiel, Josephina. She's even mentioned an antagonist. I noticed that there is not a mention of a very important piece of this. But I don't know. You did say secret society. We just didn't mention the other characters because do you think that's not important?
Well, I mentioned that she's a ward of a retired priest, so I do mention him in passing of him for that antagonist. But
and do you see the secret society as being a whole antagonist instead of separating them into their different characters? Because I kind of do. I like that you've left it that way.
Yeah. Can we zoom in a little? If you take that 100% in the top left and make it like 150, 200.
I'm trying to find it. Because
in the menu bar that says 100% on the Google Doc.
Okay.
So, yeah, that one. 150. Yay!
There we go. Sorry about that.
That's fine.
I have 3 programs that I'm looking at here. Actually 4. Now that this Talk Studios decided to act up. All right. So yeah, what I was saying is, so things that you don't see live is that Laura has actually provided me with more characters to talk about, but this is a blurb, and you don't really want to go into these characters if you don't have to. If they're not as important as the overall group that they're part of, you want to leave it at that. And she's done an excellent job here. She just put, and the secret society makes its moves. She doesn't say what moves it's made. She doesn't go into the history because she's keeping that mysterious, and she's going to let you know and reveal it in her book. So that's important. But it teases. Tristan is, I suppose, the outsider. So when you have an outsider who comes into the situation, he's the main character. So she's got that right in that I believe that, or at least she agrees with my style in that that's who you mentioned first. She's got the where, St. Benedict's School of Spiritual Studies, and it's 1860. So that gives you an idea of the time frame, the buildings, architecture, what you should expect in this world. And then, of course, exorcism and demonology.
Happy subjects.
Yeah. Yeah. For anybody who has never studied history, I challenge you to look this up, because the things that happen during exorcisms and the things that were exorcised in history will blow your mind and will make all fiction about it relevant. You'll be like, oh yeah, that's believable, considering what really happened.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back over to chat real quick. We have Rita. Hello. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry, because this kind of reset. Hello. Hi, ladies and gents from PR Preston. Okay. While studying, the fellow student Ezekiel initiates captivating conversations about the afterlife, the nature of sin, and obsession. Now, when you first look at this, you may not realize it, but a lot of this is keyword placement too. So she's using things that are telling the algorithm, I guess you might want to say, but the main thing is these things are catching, and when people look them up to try and find a book that is about this, hers might pop up. So that's smart. Giuseppina, which I hope I'm saying.
I think so.
Just
I'm not Italian, I'm not sure.
is a female ward of a retired priest teaching at the college, draws both their attention. So her mysterious past and famous exorcism tantalizing to unravel. I don't see anything wrong with any of this. This is one of those situations where I'm like, okay, what can we do to make it better? She's done a fabulous job already. They grow close, debating deep into the no longer lonely nights. Now, I guess what I need to ask here, does her, oh, I was looking to see what you called him, the father.
Oresti?
Yes, or does he become a problem? Is it? Is there anything that's a barrier to them getting together?
He keeps a close eye on her, and so he tries to restrict what she studies, and he actually is holding hostage all of her diaries and things from
Yeah.
before the exorcism. So he, I'm not sure how antagonistic he is currently, like in the beginning when they're getting to know, when he's getting to know the other two. Um, I think he would be wary of Ezekiel because Ezekiel went missing for so long and came back. But I don't think he would. I think Ezekiel is trying to avoid Father Oresti because Father Oresti might recognize that it's the same demon that he exorcised before.
Sorry, I had to cough. I was like, ugh, let me do that first. Okay. So thinking about that, I don't know that we should add that to it. And when you look at word count, 124 to 81. But that includes the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little short, so that's why I'm trying to decide if we need to add more up here or if you want to work on the series blurb. I think maybe something about the fact that they're each holding a secret.
Mm-hmm.
Just now, I didn't notice when I was reading through that Tristan really has. Let me go up here. So
Tristan doesn't really have a
he doesn't
secret
have a
so much
secret.
as self-loathing that he must overcome. He must overcome his current beliefs in order to find true happiness.
So I wonder if we should put, they grow close, debating deep into the no longer lonely nights, trying to overcome their pasts and unravel their mysteries.
Mm-hmm.
You have a copy of this, right?
Yes.
However, when students start to die in ritualistic ways and a secret society makes its move, Tristan must come to terms that there may be parts of Ezekiel and Josephina that he had been ignoring, that he had ignored. Maybe the old demonic parts that are hungry for blood. And the only thing left that I see, and this is really good as it is, especially for like a short blurb. I don't know why that's this, but because we don't want it that way. Okay, so the only thing that I can imagine, because you on this backside, you kind of mentioned your inciting incidents. What we could do is then, besides the fact that he's got to face the fact that he's ignored something that's very important, namely a god,
Mm-hmm.
or possession. There's possession going on here. Would be mentioning the worst case scenario.
Right.
Let me get back up here. Press VR Preston says, kind of a side note, but I had a birthday Tuesday and got my nose pierced. Way to go! I'm writing Christian romance, been working on it for years, and finally have a few ideas on it, so I have my stuff sitting near me and am writing it. Go for it. We are going over how to do this blurb, and you are welcome to wander along with us. Let me go back to sharing this, make sure that it's proper up here.
Hi, Jenna.
Hello, Jenna. Don't forget the like button. Thank you, dear. Okay, so we've come past the big problem, getting too detailed. I don't believe that Laura's going to do detailed, giving too much away. She's not. I've read the stuff. I know that there's a lot more that she could say. She's not. She's instead teasing you with hers, using open language instead of getting to the main course of the blurb. No, she didn't. So she's already A+. And
Yay.
I already asked her about all these questions. What genre? What POV? Will sharing the inciting incident be a spoiler? Well, she kind of already worded it perfectly so that it draws you in with the inciting incident, but it doesn't give you the details, which is fabulous. Again, A+. Modus operandi. Okay. Introduce the world or the problem. She did it. Introduce the characters. Done. Introduce their personal problem, conflict, or scars. Did it, but without going into detail. Just teasing. Mention the inciting incident and issues caused by it. Done. If they ask if they will succeed and mention the consequences of failure. That's the only thing that I see that you could possibly do, honestly. The rest of it looks fantastic. And then we go back to the tagline and possibly the outside blurb where you're actually going into your genre and what they should expect and warning them if you need to, which goes at the bottom. And that's going to make up your entire description, basically. So what are the worst case scenarios if they fail to come together? Like,
So I wrote it out. So let me find it. Okay, so if the main character fails in this book, his soul will be taken over by Beelzebub for eternity, and they will go on to commit massacres beyond the school, expand the secret society, and bring the world into darkness, starting with England.
that's a lot. Woo. That's impressive. I'm like, my brain is like MCU level. All right, so these kids have gotten themselves into some Sorcerer Supreme level shit. So we need to get your people who are possibly going to read this to look at it and go, ooh, I want to find out. So that's what you're going to put there at the bottom. If you've got it written out and you can send it to me, I can put it
it's
on
in
here.
the document I emailed you with all the follow-up questions answered.
Follow-up questions. All right, let me get over that.
It's number 9. The question number 9.
Got it. Okay. I was like, that sounds familiar. Did I read it? Okay. If the MC fails in this book, which is not something you want to say, but I'm just reading it.
Yeah.
His soul will be taken over by Beelzebub for eternity, and they will go on to commit massacres beyond the school, expand the secret society, and bring the world into darkness, starting with England. Confused for just a moment. Let me go back and look at something.
So Tristan is the one who would be possessed by Beelzebub.
But right now, the secret society leader is, correct?
Correct.
Okay. But he wants Tristan.
No. So the spoiler is that.
Well, if it's a spoiler, you don't have to say it here. I'm sorry. That's up to you. We can make this work if you don't want to spoil it. The last time we did this, I was with Kaufman, and there was like 3 paragraphs, and he was like, "Oh, but don't go past that." On screen. And I was like, "Yes, sir. No problem." All right. So what we're going to need to do is make these into questions so that the reader, the possible reader, is going to ask those questions themselves.
So I would change that to but if Tristan cannot come to terms. I already used come to terms. Dang it.
Yeah. That's okay. That's what thesaurus is for. If you want to see what I'm doing.
Let's see. Except, yeah.
Sometimes our brains don't brain. It's fine. You see, I lost that. Let me grab that back. Yeah. As you can see, we're very casual here, especially when ribbons are around. And I joined again, apparently. So there we go. That's wild. If Tristan
cannot accept all that is unveiled.
Oh, I love that.
His soul will be lost.
Lost. To.
I don't want to name the demon.
Okay.
Because it's one of the twists.
That's good.
That it's the same demon that he's been going after.
If Tristan cannot accept all that is unveiled, his soul will be lost for eternity.
And he will.
I don't think we need this, so he will continue to commit massacres, or there's a way to say that.
Just continue the massacres. Because he's not actually the one doing them right now, but yeah. So we need to get rid of the word to.
He will continue massacres beyond the school, expand the secret society, and bring the world into darkness, starting with England. What do you think? That gives you the worst case scenario. What you're fighting against. What your MC is fighting against.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the fact that it draws both their attention tells you that this is going to be more than just a regular romance
Mm-hmm.
involved. Secondary a lot there. The same thing as the works of S.D. Gibson. I wish to. Oh, no. Laura walks the line between characters dealing with love and lust while navigating their new surroundings. How would you describe their surroundings? Gothic,
It's gothic. It's academic. It's haunted. Um, I guess I
dark
would say
academia.
haunted.
Is that what you had shown me
Dark
before?
academia is the subgenre. Um,
Because in this part, if you're going to use it, normally I save this for a series blurb, but if you're still going to use this part, I would say make sure you put a few keywords in there that grab people's attention without making it sound too much like you're a used car salesman. So,
right.
gothic surroundings. I want to say, no, I know what I'm going to say.
Maybe get rid of their new and just navigate gothic surroundings.
Okay. Something's wanting me to twist something in this sentence, but I'm not sure what. So, any suggestions?
So, in the same vein as the works of S.T. Gibson, Laura walks the line between characters dealing with love and lust while navigating their gothic surroundings in a historical, dark
Historical.
academia filled with deadly entities.
And it's not just deadly entities, they're going up against people that they're having to deal with. So, I'm trying to figure out. Filled with deadly entities and dark and evil intentions.
What?
And evil intentions. I don't know. I might be okay with it, but there's people who have intentions that get in their way too.
Ooh. Um,
Hello, Jules.
Deadly entities with ungodly intentions.
Ooh. Okay. Do you want to try to read it again and see how it rolls off the tongue? See if you catch anything?
In December 1860, Tristan enters the hallowed halls of the St. Benedict School of Spiritual Studies to learn the ways of exorcism and delve into demonology. While studying, the fellow student Ezekiel initiates captivating conversations about the afterlife, the nature of sin, and obsession. Josephina, a female ward of a retired priest teaching at the college, draws both their attention. Her mysterious past and famous exorcism tantalize them to unravel. They grow close, debating deep into the no longer lonely nights, trying desperately to overcome their pasts and unravel each other's mysteries. However, when students start to die in ritualistic ways, and a secret society makes its moves, Tristan must come to terms that there may be parts of Ezekiel and Josephina that he had ignored, old and demonic parts that are hungry for blood. If Tristan cannot accept all that is unveiled, his soul will be lost for eternity, and he will continue the massacres beyond the school, expand the secret society, and bring the world into darkness, starting with England. In the same vein as the works of S.T. Gibson, Laura walks a line between characters dealing with love and lust while navigating their gothic surroundings in a historical dark academia filled with deadly entities with ungodly intentions.
All right, Matt, what do you think?
I like it.
I want to do one thing, but I'll ask you. Up here is kind of confusing. Should we put
the 3?
The trio? Or
maybe just the 3?
The 3?
Yeah.
There we go. I love it.
Yay!
Yours was so good. I like it. But I've always enjoyed your descriptions. So, maybe biased there a little bit. I enjoy reading your descriptions whenever you pop something up in the chat and stuff, and I'm just like, ooh. All right, so I think that's it. And so that, let me put that back up here. Ask if they will succeed and mention the consequences of failure. We did that.
Yay!
The tagline. What you want to do for the tagline. You can find a quote that works from the book. You can ask a question of the reader, but still not taking it out of the context of the world. Or point out something about the MC that affects the plot. Ask how anyone can prevail against this world or against these things. I don't think the cheer for the MC part would work with this genre.
Oh, stupid pop-up. Go away. Okay. Okay. So one sentence for a tagline could be, before there was the Mary whom you hail, I was.
Ooh. I like that, especially knowing the background that I'm not going to say much about right here for spoiler's sake. Before
there was the Mary. No, like Mother Mary.
Oh. Okay.
Whom you hail. I was.
I like it.
So probably a comma after Mary.
Mary whom you hail. Hush. We don't need you to fix it. Thank you. All right. And it's a quote.
I just made it up, so I'll put it somewhere in there.
So that makes people go, oh, wow. So who's talking? What's talking? And then you're talking about exorcism and demonology, and immediately you're like, oh, Constantine vibes.
I really should watch that movie.
Have you not?
No.
The original, I really want to watch it again.
Uh-huh.
It had such great actors in it, and the way that we portrayed it. I know it's not exactly what you expect, because if you've read the comics and stuff, it's a little bit different, but I really think they did a good job. And I'm curious to see what they do with it again, if they ever come out with a sequel. All right, let's see. Got some belated birthday wishes going on. And John's like, in love with Constantine. Hello, Eva.
Hi.
For some reason, you are not showing up on my chat thing yet, but hi. You're there.
You might be looking at top chat instead of live chat on the YouTube side.
No, this is on the actual program. There it is.
Oh.
It's got and even StreamYard for me has kind of a lag when it comes to the chat. But I do have live chat on over on YouTube. And so immediately it's like, whoop.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I got totally spoiled when I was working to having 2 monitors. And so anytime I can do anything like this, I try to make two monitors so I can cheat a little bit. I love Keanu Reeves. I think everybody loves Keanu Reeves. So far, he has not jumped off the pedestal,
Yeah. He hasn't swan dived into ridiculousness yet.
No, he has not. So, see, it just now showed up. But
It's weird because it shows up earlier for me.
it's weird. And hey, Kaufman. So, yeah, Rach is incredible at fixing blurbs, and Laura is awesome. Well, I can tell you right now, she pretty much had it. And the stuff that she gave to me, her mood board and everything. Do you mind if I share that? Or
Go for it.
okay. She showed me a mood board that just got me in the mood for it. So then I read the first, chapter and all that. And oh man, it was great. Let me see. I want to make sure if I just got that available, I'll do that. But
I can
if
share it on
not,
my side if you want.
I've got it.
Okay.
I just had to find it. Okay. Let's go to. Yeah, I'm going to let you share. If you can share.
Yeah.
It lets you. Go ahead. I'll hide that.
Open sesame. And go. And share. And window. It should be sharing.
There it is. Josephina?
Yeah.
This right here got me. I was like, whoa. Too many characters there. Secret society. In the very depths of hell, do not demons love one another?
Maybe that should be the tagline. I don't know.
It's a confusing one, but perfect at the same time. Confusing is not the right word. It's kind of a switch. What do you think? Should it be this in the very depths of hell? Do not demons love one another? Or the one that you came up with? Before there was the Mary, whom you all hail, I was. This one limits it a little bit compared to what you have on your mood board.
I think I like the new one better.
Which one?
The new one.
Okay.
That one fits more.
The one that you came up with today?
Yeah.
Okay. It anchors it. I like that it anchors it. Because mentioning Mary, Hale, and this is St. Benedict's School of Spiritual Studies.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah.
Isn't that neat, John? So she's got campfire, and she's supposed to be playing around with stuff like this too for us. And I'm just like, there you go. There's Kaufman's Kitchen. All right. I mean, I don't think we have anything else.
All right, I'll stop
at this
sharing.
point. This is your blurb, your tagline, including the extended piece down here.
So my content warnings, should those be inside the book in the preview pages, or where would you recommend putting those?
I prefer to put content warning in the first pages of the book. I use the term author's note and then tell them, hey, this is what you can expect from most of our books. And just give a brief outline of this, this, and this. I try to be, I want people to actually want to get into it, but if you feel like you would turn somebody away from your book, should they buy it?
I need to preface that there's self-harm in this book.
Right. So if there's self-harm in the book, there's violence. Obviously, demonology. I don't think you have to mention that, but
the title.
I would put it down here. Like this book contains mentions of, or if it's not mentions, it's
depictions.
Depictions. So for those watching, it would be mentions of or depictions of if it's actually explored in the book. Because we have, for instance, some of our books is like there are mentions of slavery. But then there's one book in particular that actually has a portion of it where someone is enslaved. So that would be the depiction of. And in this case, it's self-harm. Violence. Gore. Sexually explicit. You don't want to put that up there, but you do want to put the sexual part. I believe that the problem with putting sexually explicit on there is that your book will, at least in my experience, one of my books or one of my Bellas got automatically tossed into erotica because I put that on there.
Right.
So you have to be careful with your words. Something like that. That usually is fine. Now, if you think of anything else, you can add to it. Cult. There's a kind of an expansive list that you can go through. I know that you can Google it, or you can use it for as an example, the rating system for movies. You can go further, or you can back it up. I would say the judgment should be, what do you want to put here? Or excuse me, what you put here should keep people from getting harmed, like mentally harmed or emotionally harmed. That's the reason you're putting it here, so that people don't just pick up the book and think, oh, it's going to be like, even in their head might be thinking YA or something, or something that's not going to be like that. Because we don't, when we're doing these, we don't mention ages very often.
I'd say recommended for 18+ readers only.
There you go. So that's where I would put it. It's nice. It's compact. You can get the diamond coating for
Mm-hmm.
crystal stars here to
Yeah.
put in between each section. I
I would
always
probably,
remember to make sure this is folded.
right. I would probably clarify that it's religiously motivated self-harm.
Oh, that's fine. Takes me back to Dimsdale. There we go. And that's how it would look. You have your tagline, your blurb, making sure it's in with the what ifs or worst case scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Then either your series blurb or this is a out of the world short blurb.
Mm-hmm.
Also could be used as an elevator blurb. And then your warnings down here. All done.
Thank
And
you
so
so
it's not as
much.
much of a monster as a lot of people think. Just gotta, especially if you get a bunch of people in like this. I like to do it this way, even if it's just the two of us going back and forth. Um, a lot of the times, what a blurbing is what I call it, but what it is we start an email with just what you've got, and then I'll put a draft, then send it to you, then you send back what your opinions are. So then I'll do another draft, send it using your opinions, and then send it back. And it goes back and forth because we get so focused in our head that we don't see things as the author that other people see. And so that's the point. Oh, let's see, back over to chat. Yeah, I'm gathering images and things. Slaver. Wow. Being so mean. Diligent. Hi. When is the next blurb show? Well, I'm booked for this year. I can do a recording that can then be streamed later. But for this year, I am booked when it comes to them live. Now, when it comes to hiring me, my link is down there. I don't feel like I'm overly expensive. I don't want to be overly expensive because I know that funds are limited in our position. But I do this for a side gig to help out to pay for my publishing costs too. We can discuss it, but as far as I've got one for fall that is in the works, I'm getting scheduled, and one definitely, or excuse me, the one for the last quarter is in the works of being scheduled, and the one for the middle of the year, kind of June, July, that's already booked. So, I mean, thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, just look into that. Rachel helped me with my blurb. It was interesting to pass it back and forth. Yeah. And sometimes that host, like, there's a lot of stuff that you guys as authors will come up with, and I'm like, that's it. That that's what you've been looking for. And I've had, I think, 3 authors be like, "Oh, wow, I didn't even think about that." And I'm like, "It was literally in your book, in your first chapter," or something like that, you know? Um, these are like little slide puzzles for me, for my brain, so I like doing them. But yeah, is there anything else that we can do, Laura, or you think this is good?
I think I want to get rid of the word the before Mary.
Got it. I like that too.
Yay.
Before there was Mary, whom you hail, I was. I like
Dun,
that.
dun, dun.
I love it. All right. I will wrap this up and send it to you. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for helping.
Also, just keep in mind that a lot of times when I appear on sprint streams or like relay special events and stuff, I will offer these as a gift, kind of a giveaway in my streams, and that's where Laura and Rita got theirs, and it's just been loads of fun doing it. I feel like that's one thing that I was gifted with, and I continue to get more and more skill with it as I worked in advertising over the years. So that's how I do it, is using that kind of skill. Okay, let me hide this, where here we are. We made it.
Yay!
I'm totally an introvert, so doing anything like this, I'm just like, and then the gremlins. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on, Laura. If you want to, go ahead and do your outro. And I've got Laura's links are in the description if you want to check into anything that she has.
I have this book called Tiny Shippers. It is 101 short stories, drabbles, and flashes. There is some artwork in here, I promise, even though it won't flip to it, because why not? But yeah, there's good stuff in here. There's cosmic horror, gothic horror, psychological horror, holiday food horror. It runs the gambit.
Oh, I know I've read some of them, and then the mini get this happens.
I will be on JC Carpenter and Morgan Lee's stream for poetry next Sunday. So if you want to hear me read some of my poetry, I'll be there.
I have. Are you doing Flash Fiction Live?
Tomorrow, yes.
Let me put that up real quick.
I believe that is at 7 a.m. my time.
7 a.m. Ooh.
Yeah, it's 10 Eastern. It's on Chandra Arthur's channel.
There we go. There is that. Also, Laura's got a YouTube channel. Yeah. She has all kinds of pretty timers and also does sprints and all kinds of neat stuff.
I finally broke 800 subscribers.
Woo! Awesome.
It's been like 5 years.
It's slow going, isn't it?
Yeah.
My problem is consistency.
Yeah, same.
All right, guys. I'm going to say goodbye to Laura and let you know what's going on with me real quick. We are heading into the next event this coming weekend, Festival of Legends. I will be putting up all kind of stuff on that. I'm planning on finishing out my series about getting ready for events and what could go on during events and things like that for aggressively helpful writing advice. If you want a blurb done or you need help with it, the links are below. I have a waiting list for programs like this where I actually go on live, and if you want to be a volunteer, then sign up for that and you'll be on the waiting list. So thank you for showing up, and I hope you get your blurbing done and get it done well.